put this book together to try to help people like you who don't have time to become a cross-cultural expert. People who don't have time to understand all the intricacies of Brazil, Russia, India, China. People who are sitting at their desk on a daily basis just trying to get their job done. The American in the workplace has to manage today, it's being global. It's becoming a global manager. That's what we do at my company, and that's really what this book is about. This book is about how do I start being a global manager from day one when I get assigned that project. How do I manage a conference call? How do I give out assignments? How do I understand if somebody's made a decision? How do I understand if someone's being sincere? How do I provide feedback to the other team? These are just some of the things that are touched on in this book. This book is a framework. It's a tool set. It is in some ways a Rosetta Stone to unleash your potential as a global manager, as the reader, in a very simple way to decode what's happening and offer you some tool sets to unravel it, package it back up, and deliver it. The amazing thing that's happening today is the bar that's being set for these Americans that are working in corporations that are either buying something for the brick or are trying to sell the brick something. It's as if somebody decided somewhere that suddenly all their employees would automatically become these global warriors, these global managers. They would know exactly what to do and how to manage all these different international desires. The BRIC countries are absolutely the opposite in the 5 ways that I talk about in this book. They're absolutely the opposite to the US. So if you think about working with a country that thinks about how they organize in a different way, how they communicate in a different way, how they manage inequality, how they manage things like getting things done, decision making, how they promote in a different way, and how they think about the overall business venture itself, to imagine trying to engage without some sort of background knowledge, without some sort of framework, without knowing that that person on the other side of the table, that future partner, is going to think about things so differently than you, you're just asking for a failure. That's why we have so many failed outsourcing projects, so many failed multinational efforts to expand inside organizations. We need to stop assuming that the American business model is shared by the rest of the globe. It's not. The American business model works great for America. America's been unbelievably successful. The past 100 years, we are the archetype of the last century. Unfortunately, this is changing because there's these 4 countries out there that are thriving right now, and the way they do business is different. So in order for America and Americans can continue their competitive edge, their competitive advantage, we need to get some skills into the workplace so that everybody can take advantage of this enormous change that's happening across the globe. That's right. I do say that Americans have been left behind, and I do realize that's a strong statement. The thing is that it's true. 10 years ago, you would not have imagined asking Americans to be this global. Nobody had fathomed it. Nobody would expect an American to suddenly understand how to work with Brazil, Russia, India, and China without any kind of training to do so. The bar has been pulled up like a flag to the top of the pole so quickly. One morning, an American walks into his office and suddenly he's assigned all these international responsibilities. And the thing is that the recession has taken this process and thrown it into hyperdrive. And American organizations need to go after these opportunities in the BRIC. They need to be either buying things from the BRIC to remain competitive, whether it's services or products, or they need to sell to the BRIC because America and the EU are not going to grow fast enough to deliver the amount of growth that these organizations typically are seeking. The reality is that Americans are left behind. They're left behind, they're sitting at their desk, they're supposed to be a diplomat, they do not have the training that they need to become a global manager.